What is up, fishing addicts? On today's video, we will be talking about foul feed, and these are my top baits for foul feed, especially on the rivers. So let's not make the video too long, and let's get on it. First bait that I like to throw, especially on the rocky banks or shallow water, with some rock or whatever inside, is a popper. I love throwing a popper. Um, because for over the years I had the most bites out of it, and it does bring up fish from even deeper water. I had a friend that was throwing a popper, and he was calling smallmouth out of 20 feet of water and largemouth from 20 feet of water on poppers. So poppers is one of my best baits. I use two different brands. Probably my favorite will be the Evergreen DB68, especially for smallmouth. It's one of my go-to baits. It's easily castable. It's a very slim profile, very compact, but it's very easy to cast. Also, um, I've been using the I believe this is the Usuri 3DB popper. I love the color on this one. Where when shad are popping and they've been chased by largemouth or smallmouth, these are these one of these two or any popper will get you that amazing bite. Also, the way I use them is I'll cast it as shot. Let's say if the fish are feeding shallow, they pushing shad into the banks during fall, and I'll cast it and I'll just pop. I'll pause it, and I'll do another couple of pops and I'll pause it. And once in a while, I'll change my cadence. I'll cast it, I'll pop it one hard pop and let it go and pop it one hard pop, or um, I'll cast it and I'll just go three hard pops and I'll kill it, and I'll just wait a couple of seconds and I'll do one hard pop. And most of the time that I do very well is pop and stop it, pop it a couple of times and stop it. Usually the bite happens when it's dead sticking and fish just come and grab it, or once you pop it the first time, that's when they attack it. Second bait that I've been loving for a couple of years now, but I don't use it that much. It's a fluke, especially a double fluke rig. It is amazing. I can't say enough about the double fluke rig. Like I said, it's a shame that I don't use it that much, but maybe one of these days, as soon as I build my kayak uh, trailer, I'll take it out and I'll make another video. It is amazing way to catch fish, especially when they're on shallow structure, weeds or whatever. You see that little green grass patch. There's always fish around it, or wood. They fish relate to wood, especially during the late fall. Wood will hold more temperature, and bait fish surround it, and bass will follow it. And with this setup, it's a killer way to catch fish, especially if you do a double fluke rig. You can catch them two at a time, and the feeling is amazing. It almost feels like you're gonna break your rod, but trust me, guys, do not sleep on this. I know it's been around for many years. Not a lot of people utilize it the way it should be. My favorite, I usually around this time of the year. If you guys didn't notice it, it's always shad pattern. Bait fish is a key element, and if you do not have shad, Cisco, LY, or whatever, any type of shad family, you have bluegills, I would switch to bluegill patterns. If you have really muddy water, I'll switch the colors to darkers. Black and blue is always good, but for me is white. Right now, all the lakes I fish and rivers are covered in shad and big schools of shad. I recently was out for walleye, and I noticed the shad are in the shallow rocks cruising between, and this was one of the baits that was working for me because um, unlike a popper, it will not get snagged, and I can throw it in places where I cannot throw a popper. And for the most part, I'll throw this bait on the shore, on the shoreline, and I'll just slowly bring it in. And you'll be amazed, especially smallmouth, how shallow these fish can be. Next thing, moving into that 1 to 9 feet of water, it was one of my baits to go to around this time. It's a jig with a little flasher on the back. Spinner bait also works great. Um, I tend to like the flashing jigs because, especially with the willow blade, I also use the ones with the Colorado or Indiana blade, but this one provides a lot more flash and less of a vibration than a Colorado blade, but it is a killer, absolutely killer. During this time of the year, a lot of, if you guys look at when you're standing on your kayak or your boat or you're in the shore and you look in the water and you see a big school of shad, and they always are flashing. So this is the key right there, the big flash. It does not provide that. It does provide a little bit of vibration, distortion through the water, like a small school of shad. And the reason, I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you can use a chatterbait." No, absolutely not. Chatterbait this time of the year, it is good, but also it does scare a lot of fish because it does sound like a freight train. And when I was fishing clear water, I have noticed fish were actually running away as soon as the bait was getting nearby them. So that's when I cut down on my chatterbait fishing and more focused on single blade jigs, like flashy jigs and spinner baits on clear water. And this time around the year, the algae is dying out, the water is a little bit cleaner. In my area, the water is almost crystal clear. You can see 6 to 10 feet of water, and on some lakes you can even see 20 plus feet down. So a flashing jig is a must to have tied on. If there is weeds or whatever, I tend to use weedless, and I'll just put a white trailer on it. I'm trying to get one, but there we go. If there is weeds, I'll switch to a weedless jig, and I'll just put a white trailer on it or a chartreuse trailer sometimes, depending on the water. But the pattern is again the same. Cadence, I'll cast it, I'll wait for it to dive down depending how deep I'm fishing, and if the fish are suspended, sometimes they do tend to be on top of the ledge, and or on some kind of structure on top of the grass. So I'll just cast it, wait a couple of seconds to fall, and I slow retrieve it. And sometimes I'll just raise my rod tip up so it shoots up, and I'll kill it and just goes down again, and I just slow retrieve it. If it's on weeds, I tend to pop it sometimes to loosen up the weeds from the jig. But basically, steady retrieve, it's go-to for me. It's been working for me. I don't change it. I don't change something that's been working for you. And lastly, not lastly, but also, shad are shallow, and some of them are dying due to the temperatures. God knows why. Around this time of year, shad kill it's happening. I'll switch to a pattern, something that imitates shad, and that will be a small flipping jig or arky head. I don't know why they call it flipping jigs, but arky head. Usually, I won't go past 3/8. This one is I believe it's a quarter or a eight. I'll use something that is extremely light. I'll just cast it on the shallow with the white trailer on it, and just slowly just hop it. I don't drag it. I'll hop it. So that way, if you ever seen a shad die, or something's wrong with the shad, they'll tend to burst out and they just die and sink, and they'll do one of these, and again they'll just die out and sink. Usually they're on the bottom, they'll just burst up and fall back down again. So a light lure, it's a must. I'll even fish this in up to 10 feet of water. I'll go with the quarter or 1/8. I'll just use a thinner trailer so it goes down faster, and I'll just hop it. Um, great, one of the great lures that I use. And last one. This one is more for largemouth, and it's been working for me amazingly. Especially on bluegill lakes, I use the toxic gill. I'll just add a little bit of chartreuse, sometimes on the tail, depending on the conditions. But it is amazing, especially on cover, heavy cover. I use this lure in heaviest covers because I also this one has a hook slot on the back and hook slot on the bottom. Very easy hook sets. Since it's designed, those guys from Epic Baits, they know what they're doing. The lure is designed amazingly. This is one of the ones that I made. All right, guys. I guess recording in 4K, it gives me only about 10 minutes of recording, and then the camera overheats. But this bait, very last, and I'll use it in extreme nasty cover that you can think of. The nastiest stuff out there, this is the bait I want to use. Usually I'll use a small Colorado bait. It does give a little bit of a better vibration than a willow blade, and a flash. Silver blade is a key around this time of the year. Bait fish, bait fish, bait fish. Just keep that in your head. Whatever the forage is, this is what you want to throw. I very rarely will use a crayfish pattern around this time of the year because the fish are focused on the dying shad, or the a lot of bait fish just school up on shallow water, and that's what they're chasing, easy meals, and we provide them that. And this one, wood, grass, whatever you can think of, I'll use it. Works great. It has won me a lot of checks over the years, fishing tournaments. So that's it, guys. If you have any your favorite lures for this time of the year, check down below in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, guys. And I'll be coming up with some uh, DIY videos for the kayak build and the kayak trailer. I am getting a new kayak. Probably by February, I gotta talk to Jackson and see what they're gonna send me, the newer kayak. But I'll be making a couple more of deer DIY videos, do-it-yourself videos, and a couple of reviews that I should have been making them long time ago, but I put them out for some reason. But it is what it is. That's it, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.